Peppa Pig Ballet Lesson. Today Peppa is wearing a tutu. She wants to learn how to dance. "Hello, madame," she says. Madame Gazelle does a curtsy, so Peppa does one back. Madame Gazelle nods. "So sweet. Welcome to your first lesson of the ballet." Peppa's friends are waiting inside the classroom. "Hello, everyone," Peppa giggles. Madame Gazelle puts on some music. "We begin," she says. Peppa and her friends start dancing. It is lots of fun. Madame Gazelle shows the class how to do a little jump in the air. "We do it with grace and beauty," says Madame Gazelle. "Watch me." "Ew," say the children. Peppa and her friends do lots of little jumps in the air. "Grace and beauty," Madame Gazelle reminds them. "Grace and beauty." The children do their best jumping. Madame Gazelle lifts up her arms. She flutters around the room like a swan. "Imagine that you are all the beautiful swans," she says. "Off you go." The children flap their arms and jump around in a circle. They make their best swan noises. Madame Gazelle is pleased. What beautiful swans they all are. When it is time to go home, Mummy Pig is waiting outside. "Peppa did very well," says Madame Gazelle. Peppa nods. "I had to dance gracefully and beautifully." "That's lovely," says Mummy Pig. As soon as Peppa gets home, she puts on some music. She can't wait to show George and Mummy and Daddy Pig how to do ballet. "Ballet is easy for me," she says, "but you will find it very hard." "You must copy what I do," says Peppa. Ho, ho, Daddy Pig chuckles. "Mummy Pig and I used to be quite good at ballet." Daddy Pig starts to dance. Daddy Pig twirls round and round on his tiptoes. "Do be careful, Daddy Pig," says Mummy Pig. Peppa gasps. Daddy Pig is lifting Mummy Pig high up into the air. Mummy Pig rises up and falls down. "Oof," says Daddy Pig. "Maybe we should leave the ballet to Peppa." "Silly Daddy Pig," Peppa laughs. The end. Peppa Pig, the Wishing Well. Grandpa Pig is showing Peppa and George his plants. He is very proud of his garden. "What is this, Grandpa?" asks Peppa. "It's a weed," replies Grandpa. "A cheeky plant growing in the wrong spot. We must get rid of it." "This little plastic gnome is going to live in our garden," says Granny Pig. "His name is Mr. Gnome." "Oh, no, he isn't," snorts Grandpa. "I can't have that funny thing looking at me all day." "Peppa and George," says Granny, "do you think Mr. Gnome looks funny?" "No, Granny," replies Peppa. "I think he looks cute." "Cute," agrees George. "You're outnumbered, I'm afraid, Grandpa," cries Granny. "Mr. Gnome is staying in the garden." Just then, Mr. Bull arrives with a truck full of gnomes. "Gardens are for plants, not plastic," Grandpa tells Mr. Bull. "We don't want gnomes." "But these are Granny's gnomes," says Peppa. "Oh, it appears we do want gnomes," says Grandpa. "Okie dokie," says Mr. Bull, tipping the gnomes onto the grass. Peppa and George and Granny Pig stare at the enormous pile of gnomes. They make the garden look messy. "Wow," says Peppa. "They are lovely." But Grandpa Pig doesn't think so. "I have this one for you too," says Mr. Bull, giving Granny and Grandpa Pig a big box. "Thank you, Mr. Bull," says Granny. "That must be my plastic well." "What is the point of a well without water?" asked Grandpa. "It's a wishing well," says Granny. "You throw a coin into it and make a wish." "Do the wishes come true, Granny?" asked Peppa. "Yes," says Granny. "Ooh, can I make a wish?" Peppa asks. "Of course, Peppa," replies Granny, giving Peppa and George a coin each. Peppa and George throw their coins into the well and make a wish. Later, Peppa tells Grandpa Pig what they wished for. "We wished we could have a wishing well and our gnomes in our garden too." "Oh," says Grandpa, "I think we can make that wish come true." Grandpa Pig drives Peppa and George home to Mummy and Daddy Pig. "Mummy, Daddy," cries Peppa, "I made a wish and it came true." "What did you wish for, Peppa?" asked Daddy Pig. "Lots of gnomes and a wishing well for our garden," cries Peppa. "I don't think we have enough room for all those gnomes," says Mummy Pig, looking at the big pile Grandpa is carrying. "Nonsense," replies Grandpa. "You've got plenty of room." "Oh," says Daddy Pig uncertainly. "I suppose we do." The gnomes and the wishing well take up the whole garden. Peppa and George are very happy, and Grandpa Pig is very happy too. The end. Read it yourself with Peppa Pig. Camping Trip. Peppa, George, Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig are going on holiday. "Look," says Peppa. "Here's Daddy." "Hooray," says Mummy. "And look, he has a camper van." They all jump in the camper van. "Off we go," says Daddy. "We're going on a holiday," sings Peppa. "We are going on a holiday in a camper van." But Daddy Pig is lost. Along comes Grandad Dog. "Can you help us?" asks Peppa. "We are lost." "Have you looked at your sat-nav?" asked Grandad Dog. "What is a sat-nav?" asked Daddy Pig. "A sat-nav helps you find your way," says Grandad Dog.
Wow!
He looks in the camper van and finds a sat-nav for Daddy. The sat-nav tells Daddy the way to go. "We're going on a holiday," sings Peppa. "We're going on a holiday in our camper van." But the camper van is out of oil. Daddy Pig looks for the engine, but he cannot find it. Along comes Mummy Sheep. "Can you help us?" asked Peppa. We cannot find our engine. Mummy Sheep finds the engine in the back of the camper van. Daddy Pig puts oil in the engine and off they go. Look, says Mummy Pig. We are here. Hooray, says Peppa. Time for bed, says Mummy Pig. But what about our beds? asked Peppa. Our beds are back at home. Just look here, Daddy Pig tells Peppa, and he presses a big button. Out comes a big bed for Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig.
Wow!
Daddy Pig presses a little button. And here are your beds, he says. This time, 2 little beds come out for Peppa and George. George and Peppa jump into the little beds. I like this camper van, says Peppa. It is just like home. Good night, says the sat-nav. Good night, says Peppa. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.